good afternoon. In this video I'm going to explain usually what I do in a regular class. I teach B1 level of English, and this topic is about community. So let's begin. So usually, first of all, I start with what is the meaning of the word. If the name of the topic is community, I usually start explaining what do you understand from the word community, how would you define it, to give examples of this word. And then I start explaining what we're going to see during this session. Okay, so here I have an index example. We start with the discussion point, and then in this class I try to use what I learned from this class, the flip grip use, and then vocabulary, 3 reading techniques before you read, global reading and close reading, and then we make some questions in order to developing critical thinking, and finally we're going to see some academic words, specific vocabulary for this context. Okay, so this is an example of the discussion point. In this case, we have 3 questions related to communities. I followed instructions similar to the ones that we saw in the class. Analyze the following questions, record a video from 2 to 3 minutes, and then here we have 3 questions and 3 sample answers for the students to follow, and it will be easier for them to use them to answer this. And then the final indication, watch the video from your classmates and reply to 2 of them. Then I give the link to Flipgrid. And after we discuss that, we continue checking the vocabulary preview. Here you have a sample of the exercise. In this case, is to cross out the word that is not a synonym. For example, in bold, we have some definitions on words. We have cheat, compromise, conflict and dictate, function, orderly, punishment, and reward. And we have to cross out from the options that we have on the right, which one is not a synonym. For example, in number 1, the word hurt is not a synonym. And then we continue. We review with the students, and then here I have a quotation. It's a quotation from Bill Gates, founder of Microsoft. And I asked the students if they know what is the meaning of quote, because it's not a very advanced level, so I usually start with making sure that they understand the instructions, and then I try to ask them, okay, what do you think of this quote? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would you complement it with something? Give me examples. So I invite them to open the microphone in order to explain this. Here, then we have the 3 reading techniques. We have an exercise with global reading, which is skimming. I make sure that they understand what is skimming, and then we jump to the reading, they skim the reading, and then we come back here in order to check what is the main idea of the text. And then here we have an example of the close reading exercise. The name of the reading is Living by the Rule. I'm going to show you in 1 minute. So they read again for a more close attention kind of reading, and then we answer to these specific questions. We review the vocabulary of the reading. This is an example of the reading, although they have the books, so they can just check it right away from there. And when we finish that, we jump to developing critical thinking discussions. So again, I usually give 2 questions. We discuss them very generally in the class, and then I put my students in teams, and then they have to discuss this together. And finally, this is the example of the key academic keywords. We have the word. What is the grammar category? For example, encourage is a verb. Okay. Minority, it's a noun. Respond, it's a verb. And then we have the phonetic transcription for each of the words. I talked a little bit about phonetical transcription because some of them have no idea what is that, what are those symbols. So I explained, and that's pretty much it. That is the general structure of a normal class. So thank you very much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed the video.